Hello?
Well, hello. May I speak to Miss Bianca Nicole?
Please hold.
No, you did not, bitch. Okay, I'll hold.
I'm here, just kidding.
Girl. They're like buffet when she told me about Jesus and all this. I was like, what, girl? What did she just tell me? Where we just went off on a tangent? Where are we going
Oh,
with
bitch,
this?
I can't wait.
So, how are you?
I'm good, Adrian. How are you doing?
I'm good, and I want to welcome you to Talk Mess, my little podcast. Um, so I hear you're battling a sewing machine today.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. So I am having the struggle of my life. Sewing is like riding a bike. Fixing a sewing machine, it's something totally different.
Hmm.
It all of a sudden it doesn't want to work for me. I don't know what to do. I
Really?
just kind of when one doesn't work, I just throw it out and I go buy a new one.
Well, we won't ask what you're working on, but we will talk about that later. So
Okay.
let's get started with the questions. So tell me a little bit about Bianca Nicole and how the artist came to be.
Oh, Bianca Nicole. Well, it's a long journey
Hmm.
since you've been around for quite some time. Um,
Ooh,
uh, I mean,
girl.
I, I started when I was in my diapers.
Oh, she did. She was flaunting them Pampers, girl.
That's right,
She
naked
had them
queen down.
huggies. She was having them huggies, them pull-ups.
So how did Bianca Nicole get started? Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's take it back all the way to we'll go high school, okay?
Hmm.
Because that's kind of where it all began. Um, in high school, I did musical theater.
Hmm.
So the performance, the stage, the spotlights, it was kind of always in my blood.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess I was just, as I was getting older, I was just trying to find the right outlets and everything. Um, in addition to musical theater, my high school had held a pageant, which was where males would dress up as females and make a mockery of
Really?
pageantry.
Okay.
Yes. And when I heard of this opportunity, I decided to jump on it.
Hmm.
Um, so I did it. I won it, obvi. And when my theater teacher at the time, I had just come out in high school as a gay male. When my theater teacher saw what I did, he was like, you could really make a career out of this. And I'd
Mm.
never thought about anything like that. I never thought that someone could make a career doing drag.
Mm.
So he talked to me a little bit more, and he was like, "Yeah, haven't you not heard of RuPaul?" I was like, "Duh, of course." And
Right.
um, so given this is the mid late '90s, and so there was no drag race or anything like that. Um, so yeah, of course I knew of RuPaul, and he was like, "Yeah, you could totally get into it." So I looked into it.
Hmm.
I was still, just 16 years old, so it's not like I was going to any of the local gay clubs or anything. But in the process, my cousin, who also went to the same high school that I did, and was also in theater, she dressed me up. She put me
Mm.
together. We started talking about names and everything. And we actually went through like a baby book, old school baby book, not the internet,
Really?
but a baby
Oh,
book.
girl.
We went through a baby book. And my
So you're dating us because I
original
remember those books, girl.
girl,
Shit. You made me think. I'm going, oh my God, yes. But
I know,
okay.
nostalgia, reminiscing in the
Hmm.
past.
Girl.
But we went through a list of names. We
Hmm.
kind of picked one name from most of the letters of the alphabet. Before Bianca Nicole came about,
Hmm.
I came out as Bianca Sage.
Hmm.
Um, And uh, Bianca and Sage were both names that we both kind of were like, okay, this is cool. Let's combine it together. So I was like, yeah, sounds great. Um, I'm glad we went with Bianca because she even said you should do something that has like a little bit more sultry, exotic kind of feel to it. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, Bianca works. So that's how Bianca came about. Nicole came about a little bit later, and the dropping of Sage came about later on in my career.
Gotcha. Now, where did
So
you start your
that's how I
career?
came to.
But what
Um,
city or state did you start your career at?
I began in Macon, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Macon back then was, I mean, it was a very thriving drag city. Just about an hour 45, hour 30 south of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was a lot of herstory that came out of Macon, and I was very glad to be a part of that.
Awesome. Okay. Now, who helped you shape your career? Do you have a drag mom or any particular people that helped shape you into who you are today?
Yeah, there's a few people. Of course, I have I have my drag mother from Macon, who helped me out. Her name is Jasmine Page, or was Jasmine Page. She
Mm-hmm.
no longer does drag, but she really helped me, get my foot into the doors of the clubs in Macon. She really helped me. I mean, walk in heels, put on makeup, things like that. Everything that a drag mother is supposed to do. There was
Mm-hmm.
never any competition with us. It was definitely, hey, I'm going to help you out,
Oh,
and
that's
I
good.
want you to be the best you can be. So for the first year, Jasmine was my drag mother. She later moved to Atlanta, and I was like, okay, I'm still this ugly duckling that still needs to learn how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I ended up meeting this other queen from Savannah, Georgia, and her name is Venus. She took me under her wing, moved me from Macon to Savannah, and she polished me up
Mm-hmm.
from what Jasmine had started, and between the two of them, it created, this powerhouse that we know today as Bianca Nicole.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I remember my first time meeting or seeing you was in Entertainer of the Year when I think at the Connection. Was it the Connection? Yeah, I think it was when I saw you first perform. And then after that, obviously you won the title, etc. But now the question a lot of people might be asking is why have you taken a break from drag? Because it seems like we don't see you much anymore.
That's right. Right. Okay. So, um, fast forwarding, I ended up getting a job position in Louisville, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
with the Play Dance Bar, and moving up there and focusing on my drag career and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I I just thrived there. I really enjoyed myself. I had already won Entertainer of the Year, so the Louisville scene was already familiar with me. Um, and when the COVID shutdown
Mm-hmm.
happened, the pandemic happened. When the pandemic happened in 2020, I was celebrating my birthday, and there was just a lot that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
to where I was just exhausted. I was tired, and I was like, okay, if there's a sign that I need to get out of this, give me that sign.
Mm-hmm.
The very next day, the bar shut down.
Oh,
So
okay. If
I'm
that was not a
sorry.
sign, girl, it could
I
have
was
been
like,
a dump
I'm
truck hitting you. Boom.
I was like, I'm
Shit.
sorry. It was probably my wishes and prayers that has
Uh,
caused the worldwide pandemic. My bad.
wow. Okay. Okay. It's like, holy crap, girl.
Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, and that's how life is for me though. Like when I ask for a sign or I need something,
mhm.
it doesn't just like give you just a little. It slaps you in the face with a fucking dump truck.
Well, I'm gonna slap you with a. We'll be right back, people. And on the line, I have Bianca Nicole. And we're back with Miss Bianca Nicole on Talk Mess with me, Adrian. And
Hello,
before the
everyone.
break, huh? What did you say?
Oh, I was saying hello, everyone.
Oh,
I
you're
was
saying
talking to the
hello, everyone?
people.
Oh, the
I was
people.
saying hello to the people. I am very
You're the
kind,
people's
and I
queen.
like to think. I well, they used to call me something else, but we don't use that
Yeah,
T
we
word
know.
anymore in
No,
public.
no. We're going to keep it PG, girl. I don't want Apple slapping a R-rated or can't use this or whatever.
Explicit.
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Let's
So,
see.
so,
Ooh.
so,
Before the break, right before we went into break, you were talking about taking a break from entertaining. Would you like to elaborate a little bit more?
um, sure. So, like I said, when the pandemic happened, when I asked for a sign, the pandemic happened. Everything the entire world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That was my sign of okay, I need to figure out something else to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my break. I mean, that was my time to get my life together and figure it out. There was just too much. Um, and this isn't speaking towards play, but just in the show business life in general,
Mm-hmm.
there's just too much complaining. There's too much competition within what should
Mm-hmm.
be a sisterhood, and there was just too much drama that I just really did not want to be a part of anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, traveling and just dealing with the hatefulness.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need it in my life. I didn't want it in my life, so I got rid of it.
No, no. And sometimes you have to do stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand that even in this business of entertaining, folks are very nasty and can be very nasty to you. So, and
Yeah.
it's all
I mean,
kind
at
of
the
a
same
game.
time, there are, yeah, I
So,
mean, and at the same time, there are the good girls
oh
that,
yeah.
they don't, they actually truly see the sisterhood. And for those people, I'm
Mm-hmm.
extremely thankful for. But also, I was getting older. I was not having fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were getting older, and I wanted to be there for my kids more.
No, no, that's understandable, most definitely. So, now going into what titles have you won, and which one is most special to you?
So there have been quite a number of titles that I have won.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of city titles, bar titles, club titles, newcomer pageants back when I was just a newbie queen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, on a national level, there are two that are very important to me. Entertainer of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
which is the one that really seemed to help jumpstart my national career.
Okay.
And the more recent one that I won was Miss Trans USA,
Yeah.
which I won right before the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember that
Um,
too. Yeah, it was right
so,
before it.
so, so I was reigning for 3 years.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, it was the year before, right? Right, or was it
Uh-huh.
the same year?
It was the same year. We competed in 2019. My title was
Mm-hmm.
technically 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah,
COVID.
March and all that stuff around March or whatever. That everything kind of
Yeah,
shut down. So
yeah.
okay. Now, um, you had a little stint on TV, on reality TV. Now, how did that change you and change your perspective on, just in general?
Changed my perspective on.
Just in life in general, people, the way folks treated you and Nick. How did that change you?
So funny enough, the people didn't blink twice at us
Mm,
for the most part when it came down to just our everyday lives,
mm,
because no one knew. We presented ourselves male and female, and so no one ever thought any different. They just saw a husband and wife who had two children. Um, yes, we had a little stint on TV where we went through. We Ricky Lake. We were on
mm-hmm,
I believe it was the first season of Ricky Lake's return.
yeah,
So we were on Ricky Lake. We were on Inside Edition. And the one that I think really um, got us most 15 minutes of fame. It
Mm-hmm.
was the 2020 episode. Um, and when we did that, our reasonings for doing that
Mm-hmm.
was because growing up, we had nobody to look up to. We had nobody to see in the media, or really be like, you know what, that's how I feel, and and I can live a regular and normal life.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that. So that's why we did what we did, because we wanted to show people, hey, just because this is something different that you're not used to, we're still human. We still bleed red.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, we wanted to make sure that the up and coming generations of trans and non binary people had someone to say, hey, I can have children. Hey, I can have a family. I can live this
It's all about
life.
the education that a lot of folks don't
Exactly.
understand. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And that was our main reason for doing it. But it
Mm.
was so new. Transgender people in everyday life was not something that you really hear about at that time.
No, exactly.
So, I mean, it was kind of, it was kind of pioneering. It was kind of trend setting and everything. But back then, there was more hate
Yeah.
than there was love. And it's funny you ask about that, because I did just recently go back and look at the YouTube video from our 2020 interview.
Mm-hmm.
And within the past 5 years, I see a lot more loving comments than hateful comments.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see the progress
Yeah, because
that has
I
happened.
remember when I saw those interviews and stuff, especially the 2021, and I was like, oh, these folks are definitely you know what I'm saying? The folks were
Hmm.
definitely hating. You know what I'm saying? That it was that level
Yeah,
of hate because they just didn't understand it was no different. You're
right.
still, you're still human. You're still, like you said, you bleed the same color. It's a different way, and they just didn't understand. And looking back, it's funny you say that too, because if you look at YouTube comments from way back when it first started, or you know what I'm saying, videos like that, you see more of the hateful trolls and all that, making
Hmm.
nasty comments versus now where you get much more positive feedback, more, we're on your corner, we're here if you need us, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
as an entertainer and also being a mom, how do you juggle all of that right now? I know you say obviously you took your little stint.
Hmm.
I mean, listen to me, stint. You took your little break or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
How do you deal with being a mom and then also being an entertainer? Because at that point in time, you were still an entertainer, and they were young at that point.
Correct.
How did you deal with
Um,
all that?
it was difficult. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but I love my kids, and I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that they were supported and cared for, and I loved what I was doing as far as entertaining and being in the spotlight, and
Yeah,
um, I loved that. So I loved what I did for the love of my kids,
gotcha.
and uh, it's one of those things you work through it. You want to make sure that you provide. Um, and I mean, and that's really what it just came down to. I mean, I have a very loving husband who
Mm-hmm.
we share the responsibilities of raising them and taking care of them. And uh, I mean, he was a saving grace during the time that I would end up working a third shift
Yeah, because
position.
I was thinking that
Um,
that's really hard. You work those late nights doing those shows. It
yeah,
had to
and
be
then
very
my
difficult.
weekends were spent. Yeah, my weekends were spent napping so I could get up and do it all over again the next
Mm-hmm.
day. And that's again, one of the reasons as to why I was like, my kids are getting older. I need to step away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
So how many years has it been? Well, no, it's not been technically what 3 or 4 years now, or 3 years now.
2020.
2020, yeah. So 4 years
Yep.
now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. This
Now,
March will be 4 years.
now let me ask you. I know you've gone through your journey now being a tattoo artist, and do you think
Hmm.
that drag helped you in any way as far as a creative form?
So I find them both to be creative art forms.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say necessarily that drag had helped me become a tattoo artist.
Mm-hmm.
One, I believe there are separate art forms. One necessarily doesn't have anything to do with the other. Now, where I loved drag and I loved tattooing, where those two things are creative aspects of my life, I am a creative individual.
Gotcha.
So I loved both of those. Even though being a tattoo artist or being a drag performer had nothing to do with influencing me being a tattoo artist. I
Gotcha.
knew when I took that change from stepping away from the stage that I needed to find something that was going to still spark my creative interests, and tattooing has definitely done that.
So we're going to take a little break right now, and we'll be right back. On the line, I have Bianca Nicole. All
Hi,
right,
bye.
girl. We're back with Bianca, and now one thing everybody's been wondering, because you've been dropping hints with wigs and cryptic messages on Facebook. The community
What?
wants to
Me?
know:
Cryptic? Whatever do
are
you
you
mean?
coming back? Because I heard you were having issues with a sewing machine earlier. Is this a plan for a comeback, or girl, or were you just fixing something that you needed?
Oh, yeah. Girl, I was just doing curtains. I
You're
mean,
just
that's all
doing
I was doing.
curtains?
I was just hitting some curtains.
Just some
Um,
curtains.
no, I mean, yes, you are correct. I am, um, I don't know, reviving myself, reinventing Bianca
Okay.
Nicole.
All right.
Yeah, as we've discussed, it has been almost 4 years since I've really done anything. Um, and I don't know what it has been
Mm-hmm.
this past year, but again, it's been another Mack truck hitting, drive by, and it just it just hit me one day, and
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what? I miss this. I miss it so much,
Gotcha.
and I think I've grown as a person, and I've grown and matured more as an individual to um, better handle the situations that wanted me to not perform so much anymore.
Gotcha.
Um, we're in a better place as far as our family dynamic is. My kids
Mm-hmm.
are, again, old. They've gotten older,
Mm-hmm.
and they're familiar with, the drag scene. They understand me working at venues and doing drag. We watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and
Gotcha.
so I mean they're very familiar with it. They also know that my husband and I are transgender, and they know that
Mm-hmm.
whole story, and they know the story of their birth and how they were created, and all of that.
Oh, that's
Um,
beautiful, actually.
since thank you since we were in that place where they are older and they're a bit more self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the creativity of drag is calling me hardcore, and what I thought tattooing was going to be able to
Mm-hmm.
uh, cover as far as my
No,
creative
no
aspects.
pun intended. But go ahead.
It has it has fulfilled part of my
Mm-hmm.
creativity, but
Yeah.
I am still drawn to the stage, and I am
Okay.
still drawn to the applause.
So could there be somewhere that we might see you in the future, or maybe another pageant that might, you might catch a bug, or
So, okay, when it
ah,
comes to competition, I don't ever scream from the rooftops, "Oh, bitch, I'm about to do this," or "I'm about to do this." No, that's not me. When
mm,
you see me,
mm-hmm.
you'll see me.
Oh,
And so right now though, because I'm trying to slowly get back into it.
mm-hmm.
I will. be doing shows here and there, and then seeing how that goes. May end up doing shows more regularly,
Okay.
and balancing out my tattooing as well as
Let's
drag
doing the
to
drag.
where
Hmm.
I can still do both equally, um, and still be able to uh, have my creative freedom in both careers.
Gotcha. Okay. So, see, people, she didn't even tell me where she's going to start performing. So, I thought we might have had an exclusive, but it's all good.
Oh, well, I mean, I will put it to you like this. I don't know exactly where I'm performing
Hmm.
yet. Again, it's
Okay.
just going to be little gigs here and there.
Okay.
But I will tell you that my official return will happen at the 10-year anniversary show at Play Louisville on
Hmm.
December 9th.
Oh, all right. So, there you go. At least we know she's got to be somewhere. No dump truck's going to hit her. So,
Oh, please don't say that. It's a seven
okay,
hour
girl,
trip.
let me stop. Oh my God. Because can you imagine all of a sudden, girl, I got hit by a dump truck. I'm in a damn hospital because of your ass. But anyway,
And
so
then there goes the career of Bianca Nicole.
okay, and then we'll be doing a follow up to this. But it'll probably be a little bit more cursing, and you didn't have to say that.
Sure. I mean, I'll perform, but
Yeah,
it'll probably be like the hokey pokey, put one leg in, one leg out,
or
or
not
I want to
slipping
dance
on
with
stage.
somebody in a
Oh, see, I told
wheelchair.
you, slipping on stage. See, I told you I couldn't hold it back. So,
Oh my goodness, you did just say that, didn't you?
oh, did I?
Oh my God.
Oh, but we
Oh my
still
God.
love you. What? Hold
It's
on.
fine.
I'll
Gravity's
edit
not my
that
friend all the
out.
time. Oh, of course. You're so good at editing me out anyway. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad we could joke because, girl, we need to be able to laugh more in this world. So,
We do, definitely.
so obviously, my next question is already being answered, which is what's next for Bianca Nicole. But we know drag and balancing tattoos, being a tattoo artist. But
And
now,
like I said, you just keep your eyes peeled. You'll see where I'm going to go or see what I'm going to do
oh
when it
yes,
happens.
oh yes, because her Facebook, she better announce it on there. But that's just not a threat or anything
I
like
mean,
that.
I might announce it. I might not
I
announce
don't
it.
want to get you
But I'm telling
banned.
you, you're just gonna go to the patch, and you're just gonna see my face there, and I'm gonna
Mm,
be like, "Hey, bitches, I'm here."
yeah, I'm back. So now to end off, I usually like to ask this question of all my guests. So, what would you tell younger Bianca if you can go back in time? What message would you have for her?
I would say to follow your heart. Always
Mm,
listen to it. Um, Times will be tough, and you will get through it. It will get better. It always gets better. And where we are right now is a product of that.
I gotcha. Wow. All right. All thoughtful and stuff. Whew.
Oh, I'm a little
She likes to
touchy feely
talk. Like she
emotional
told
like
me
that.
earlier, she likes to talk.
Um,
Oh, philosopher.
I like to
Oh,
put I like to put some passion in it,
oh, I hear you.
I like to be passionate in everything that I do.
No, most definitely. So, as we end the show, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being on. And I hope everyone that is listening enjoys our conversation. Anything you want to say to your listeners out there?
Well, Adrian, thank you very, very much for inviting me to be a part of this podcast. I really enjoyed catching up with you.
Thank you.
I hope next time that I see you that I don't pass out or I don't fall over or anything like that. But,
Oh,
one can never
girl.
tell. I got to practice walking in heels again before I hit the
Oh,
stage.
no.
Um, but no, please, follow me, follow my family, follow my story.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask
You
you
can
where can they follow you? Do you? I know you have a Facebook, and that's Bianca Nicole, correct? If I remember right.
I do have, yes, I do have two Facebooks. I have a
Okay.
Bianca Nicole tattoo artist and
Hmm.
mother of two, and then I have Bianca Nicole, the stunning tattooed goddess of seduction.
There you go.
But
Hmm.
both of those, both of those are available to anybody and everyone to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also check out my Instagrams. Currently, we are at Bianca underscore Nicole underscore tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
as well as, again, my personal page, which is Goddess Bianca Nicole.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. And this has been Talk Mess with Adrian.